Hi everybody, this is Andrew again from LangWatch, and today we're going to be looking at the new prompt playground. So to get started, we're over at langwatch.ai and we can sign in. This will bring us to our dashboard here, and over on the left side we have the navigation where we can find the prompts. There's no prompts open yet, but that'll change shortly. But over here you can see in the prompt navigation, we have all the prompts that you will have saved with us already, and we now support grouping our prompts like this. So we have the demo prompts group and then the simple assistant. To get started here, let's start up with a new prompt. So this is currently untitled. It's still a draft version of our prompt. And then we have the system prompt. And then here we have access to the LLM configuration. So we have the model, we have the temperature, and we have the max tokens. So here, if it's your first time, this will bring you also over to our different model providers. And so most of them start off enabled by default, but we support OpenAI and we support Anthropic and Gemini, as well as all the different models that you want available for your project. And this is where you would set your API keys and your base URLs for being able to test out and interact with the models themselves. So we go back to prompts. Like I said, this was found here. We can set the max tokens, which does have a minimum here, but let's pop it up to about 2,500 or so. Great. And so now we have some additional settings here as well. And so here you can have different inputs and different outputs. So clicking different variable inputs and then different outputs. Here, say you wanted to add something like a structured output here. We also support JSON, which is really great. And the demonstrations here, this is for the few shot examples. This is important if you're going to be working with the optimization studio. But for right now, we're just going to have the one input. I will show you here that we support also the different variables that would go in, like I said, with the inputs. But say that we wanted to kind of customize how this worked here, we also have templating. So now you see you have access to this input. It's going to show us this input here is available. And then if I delete it here, you can see that it's actually no longer available. So kind of little visual cues to make things a bit easier. So close this out here. We just have our basic one. And then one of the nice things as well is we can also now split. So now we have our two untitled prompts here, but we want to kind of test out the different versions. So this is the GPT-4 mini, but let's say we want to try the GPT-4 Nano and kind of compare to see how these two work. Right, so this is a helpful assistant, both helpful assistants, but then I want to see here, uh, how do I write the best prompt? And you can see it syncs across. If you don't want to sync, you can click here and it won't sync. But now, if I were to send, it's going to send it to both of these simultaneously, and we'll be able to compare their responses side by side. So we'll see how we feel about this between the mini and the nano. These two things are going to kind of come back. And then if I wanted to, again, start to compare other prompts as well, I can grab our demo prompt, which brings us over here. I can grab our pizza prompt, and then I can start to split these up and start to run more and more versions against each other to see how they perform. So we can see here that the nano did an okay job, but the Mini, I think, did a much better job in terms of its ability to organize and to format its responses, which is really great. And so for this one, we're going to want to save this. Let's say that this is let's call it good prompts group best prompt uh, one. Let's say. And then if we wanted to, we can scope this here by project or by organization. But I'm going to go ahead and save this here. Cool. So now we have a new prompt and you can see it's over here in the navigation, which is great. If I want to close these different ones down here, you can see this one's still untitled. I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. And then if I want to, I can split this. Now we have these two prompts. We have the two histories right here, which is great. If we wanted to start now continue to make changes to this prompt, we could continue on and see how things start to diverge as we continue to make these changes. One of the really nice features of being part of the LangWatch ecosystem is that it provides traces. So here you can see you have the full trace of this interaction against your prompt. And if you go down to the LLM span, anywhere that you are able to find the message details and the traces in LangWatch, if you find an LLM span now, you have a button here that will open it in prompts for you. So that way you'll be able to kick off and start this conversation again from where you left off. So we click this here. It actually, see, it opens it up in a new untitled one. So if actually, if I were to close this down, right, I click this trace, here we go again. We have the full loop again. And so these are actually going to be all found in our traces here, and we'll be able to go and keep track. And the traces are also going to contain all of your customer information. So if you have a lot of, sorry, not customer information, but if you have it wired through for production, you'll have all of your production traces that are coming in. And if something goes wrong and you want to debug a particular conversation, you can actually go in, see that button, and then click that button, and then it'll bring you into the prompt studio with the full history from the full conversation history. And then you'll be able to go and edit the conversation history and be able to try different variations to see if you could come up with a version of your prompt that would have handled that conversation better. That's basically it in a nutshell. One other thing that I will like to show you, say, we're going to make a new change here. You're helpful, say that you're a really helpful assistant, right? We can also save this here. Um, really helpful, which is great. But then maybe you are not a really helpful assistant, not helpful. What I want to show you here is we also support version history. So now we see that I started off with this initial version and continues along with me. This is our current version. It is the not helpful version 2. So this gives us a little bit of insight about what was changed, little comments to kind of give us these little snapshots, as well as an authored history. And if we wanted to revert, we can do that as well, so restore the new version. But yeah, basically, in a nutshell, this is our fully powered prompt studio if you want to use this to get started. If you want to bring these prompts into your production environment directly, we also have access through the API. So this is our SDK for Python, but we also support a number of different other languages as well as just access to the direct API endpoint. If you have any questions, really excited to talk about your different use cases and any ways that we can really build the best solutions for you. So feel free to reach out, leave comments, or just really go out and build something great. So looking forward to hearing from you, and take care.